Sort of spoke to the Crows about 3 weeks ago, and Matt Rendell gave me a call yesterday morning, just wished me all the best for yesterday. So yeah, it all went to plan.
Being an older player, did you think your time had gone and passed?
Nah, sort of being 22, I've didn't get picked up about 3 years ago and stuck at it, and yeah, just worked hard. And happy that the Crows have gave me an opportunity.
Seeing a lot of other mature age players getting picked up, did that sort of hearten you on your journey?
Yeah, I suppose the last couple of years, you look at the SNFL and the WAF and the VFL, there's a lot of players in that 20 years to 25 age bracket that have been picked up, and you still know there's a bit of chance if you work hard.
Was it fair to say that you got to a point in your career, Tim, where you sort of hovering as to whether you really wanted AFL footy, or did you have to
sort of wanted it ever since I was young, and sort of persisted with it after I didn't get picked up after I was 18. Sort of made my way over here to play in the best comp and give myself every opportunity to keep working towards what I wanted to do.
What do you think was the turning point?
Yeah, coming over here to Sturt, I suppose, just being amongst bigger bodies, the training load, and being around a lot of older people, just to, I suppose, fast track more maturity.
Do you think, given you play against those older bodies, that's going to hold you in good stead?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the last couple of years I've started to come on, start to mature a bit more, and I reckon I'm in good stead to put my best foot forward this year.
Where do you think you play your best footy?
Played my best footy in the forward line this year. Played permanent forward, but feel I have something to offer in the midfield as well. So hopefully I can, do well up forward and pinch it midfield.
Do you think you play a lot taller than what you actually are?
Yeah, I do a bit, I suppose. I play as a marking forward. Got some good hands.
What about your game against Glenelg, where you kicked 8 this year? Would that have been probably one of your breakthrough games?
Yeah, I'd say it would have been. I had been on the verge of breaking out. Had a few reasonable games leading up to that one, and just started to get confident. And I think that was the game where it all started to click. And the week after, I followed it up against Port Magpies on a Friday night game, and sort of finished the year off on a good note.
What about the check side goal from running from the boundary? Probably one to remember.
Yeah, it's just the spirit of the moment. Sort of went to give it off, and he wasn't there, so I sort of just put it on the boot and hope for the best.
Well, Rory, as David mentioned in the intro, no relation of Rory Laird?
No, I've been asked that many times, but I don't think, no relation at all, so just a coincidence in the name.
What are you, I guess you're probably sick of hearing it a few times, eh?
Yeah, but get a bit used to it, so, but no relation.
Probably, I guess, the interesting part of it, not sure if you knew, but Roy was actually similar, sort of back pocket, very hard at it, hard-nosed type of player, so I guess that's something in your depth.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I think a few people asked the question.
Yeah.
Were you confident getting picked up yesterday?
Oh, I didn't really know. I haven't really been spoken too much about it, whether they were going to take me or not. The clubs keep their cards pretty close to their chest. They don't really talk about it too much. So, I wasn't really sure, so I was pretty nervous going into it.
How did it feel when you saw your name there?
You can't describe it unless it kind of happens to you. So, but it was a bit of shock after that. So I just sort of sat down. It takes a while to sink in, so it's still sinking in now.
Are you happy to stay in Adelaide?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to stay local. Get to go and see your family and your friends in your time off. But I wouldn't move to anywhere if any other club.
What does the girlfriend think?
Oh, she's a bit happy, so still get to see her when I got some time off. So, but no, it would have probably would have worked out wherever I went. I'm just happy to get put in all this pretty much.
How did you find training with Essendon?
Oh yeah, that was a good experience. It sort of warmed me up into the world of AFL pre-season and what they actually do in a week. So no, it was pretty full on, and they put me through my paces.
How did you find the sort of kick up of pace in the pre-season?
Yeah, it's a challenge at first. As soon as you get there, you don't really know what's hit you. But after a while, I'm sure you develop into your body and your fitness, etc., into what they actually need to do, and you get more used to it. So But no, it was a bit of a challenge to start off, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. So.
Quite young, do you feel you're right to step up to highest league level? Or?
Yeah, well, I think so. Almost got there last year, but unfortunately didn't crack a game. But I reckon after you know, a full, pretty much full pre-season out here at Adelaide, I can develop my body over that period of time and sort of be able to step up into the pace of a league match.
Obviously, playing back pocket's been a strength of yours. Do you think that you can play other parts of the ground as well?
Yeah, I've sort of been playing back lines for a couple of years now. I reckon I can play anywhere, just on a small kind of defender. But I think I've got something to offer, maybe up in the forward lines or as a small midfielder kind of thing. But but back lines is usually my strength.
Well, Dylan, how excited are you, mate, as well, to be picked up on an AFL list?
Yeah, I'm very. It's still, sinking in. It's quite a shock, but yeah, I think it's slowly starting to become a bit more realistic, and can't wait.
Was it a shock probably because you were sort of put behind the eight ball with a knee injury?
Yeah, it did. Each week it started to become more out of reach, and I was just kind of holding on to hope. But I had that opportunity to play 19-year-old at Oakley next year, so it wasn't really the kind of end of the road for me. But yeah, like I said, I was holding on to hope, and when I saw my name yesterday morning, it was just a massive shock. Didn't really kick in for a while.
How's the knee now?
Yeah, no, the knee's fine. Haven't had any trouble with the knee or the hamstring.
Did you feel it starting to get built that match fitness late in the season with Oakley? Or?
Yeah. Starting off with school footy, it was a bit of a shock. That was quite different to TAC, and then going into TAC, it was a real big step up, and I wasn't really expecting that. And then each week I felt like I was running out more and more each quarter, so that was a positive.
And you missed out on selection for the grand final. How tough was that to take?
Yeah, that was just another kind of setback that I had that year. I had a few, and I had to kind of take it as if I was still had that chance to play. So I was at training the next night, being first emergency. I had to prepare like I was still a chance to play. So went to the game with the full uniform, that as if something could happen.
Do you think it makes you stronger for it?
Yeah,
experience like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's kind of helped me build up to a bit of a resilience to these kind of setbacks, and definitely made me stronger.
Did you have any hesitation moving to Adelaide? Obviously you want to be on any AFL list, but would you prefer to stay back home?
I think anyone would probably prefer to stay in their local town, but it wasn't a really big deal for me. I think it changes what I really wanted. Actually, I'm pretty happy to be over here.
No doubt your dad, Mark, would have played a fair role in forming you as a player. What sort of things has he told you that you sort of hold dear to yourself? Yeah,
definitely. He was one that probably guided me most through all my footy. He was pretty hard on me, which was pretty bad sometimes. But you look back on it, and it was definitely what helped me get to where I am today. And he just told me to just make the most of it. You've got to work twice as hard as everyone else if you want to make a career out of it. So yeah.
And obviously he struggled with knee injuries, is that right?
No, he had the navicular stress fracture, so he had about 10 or so operations on his foot, which cut his career short. So I think he really wants to see the rest of his career out through me.
What sort of player do you think you model yourself on as a key forward?
Definitely probably a key forward, but I've been told that I'm going to get moved into more of a defender around here, so I'm going to have to get accustomed to that a bit more, see how that goes.
Who's sort of had a word to you about that change of role?
Just a few of the coaches said it briefly. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not, but yeah.
Have you ever played down back?
I played a little bit down back for school, but spent most of the time in the goal square.
Do you enjoy playing down there, or do you prefer kicking goals?
I think when things aren't going your way down forward, which is you kind of got to rely on the rest of the team to be delivering it to you and getting it to you, that gets frustrating at times. So down back, you have a lot more control over how much footy you get. So I don't mind playing down back at all.
Could probably see it long term as good for the development of your game. You get to sort of see how other forwards move and lead.
Yeah, just being that versatile kind of player really helps. They can throw you down forward or back at any stage.